I almost ended the live. I almost pressed the wrong button. I'm so happy I was paying attention. Good evening, sis. Good evening, Solo. It has been a long time since I've seen you. I hope you are healthy and wonderful, and I hope you have a great Memorial Day. I just came on here just to say a few things. I was just I was gonna do it privately, but then I was like, you know what? Yeah. I mean, it ain't like nobody be over here anymore. Anyway, I don't go live like that. Sis, I think I see you. Okay, yeah, there you go. I see you. So, do you still go live? I think the last time I saw you live, it was like last year, like the end of last year. Okay, sis. So, well, and for everyone that's listening, let me turn off this. This is what I wanted to say. Okay, so it's going to be loud where I am because my daughters are asleep in my room. They're going through their little women's thing at the same time. So, they're only comfortable around me when that happens. And then, sis, as you know, I took them to the trampoline place yesterday. So that was crazy as hell. Both of their heads was hurting. I had to give them ibuprofen. It was a mess. At least my son had fun. That is a blessing that you've been chilling. So have I, chilling, working, learning, not really being on here. But when I did come on here and I was looking at some stuff, it made me think. So that's part of why I'm even going live right now. So my channel is about to go through an entire remodel. It's okay, my niece Pools. I love them so much. And they love you too, sis. I'm about to have a whole new remodel of my channel. I am going to archive all of my videos. Now, let me explain why I'm archiving everything. When I say everything, I'm talking about everything starting from this point on. So it's been, what's been since 2022? It's been a long, long journey. June the, sis, what is it? June the 22nd? Oh, I don't even remember my own anniversary. But I think no, it's not June the 22nd, 2021. No, no, no. Since I've had this channel, I believe if I'm not mistaken, I know I started in June of 2022. Um, I just can't remember the date. I don't know if it was June the 2nd, but I do believe it was June the 22nd. That is when I started this channel. And from the time I started it, it was drama. I just said one night after I was done grading some assignments. Yep, June the 22nd. See? When I was done grading some assignments, I looked through my entire page and I was appalled. So last week, well, because of the holiday, I am off for an entire week. So it's a lot of different things I want to get done this week. But last week, I did an exercise with the class, and I was like, I want to put this up. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I can't put it up on my personal page just because, like, what's up there. I only have one video on my personal page on my Lush Orion page. And it's, of course, of Kevin acting a fool, cousin and saying a bunch of bad shit. So I have no issues with taking that down and just using my personal page to put up the content. My personal page is like 100 and something, like 170 something, I think, followers. Um, as you know, this page has well over 2,000 followers, and this is my content page. So I was like, I have so much negative shit on this page. I have so much stuff on here that would be embarrassing for certain people in my line of work, near me, in a business forum, to look at some of this stuff on here. There's the foul language that I use in my videos. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I truly can't do that. I can't have people in the medical field. I can't have students. That is a bad look. I don't want any doctors to see this shit. I don't want anyone to come on here and be like, isn't she a doctor? Like, she's talking like this, she's behaving like this. Look, this is me. I'm going to always be me, but this is online and it should represent me perfectly. And I don't think my channel represents me anymore. I know you watch them every day. See, you're gonna have all of the videos, but as far as them being viewable to other people, I'm going to archive all of them. I do have videos on here that are insightful, that are informative. Um, Even those, I'm going to archive those. I'm going to start completely over. I am not going to be like some people who basically either lost their channel or they got rid of their channel and they started over. This is different. Like the one blotchy cuz dude that we know, that I'm gonna refrain from cussing. I'll call him names and not cuss, but that lonely piece of crap over there, that lower life form over there, this is going to be completely different what that lower life form did. He basically scrapped his whole channel, or he lost it or something, and then started over. I am not doing that. I worked very hard to get where I am with my channel. Too hard. I refuse to start solo. I refuse to start over. Like, I literally went through all of that shit and I saw, see, I cussed right there. I can't help it. But I went through all of my videos and I saw that I did content on that stupid fool. There's like 10 videos just on his bumpy faced ass. And I'm just confused. I'm like, okay, first of all, that person, we laugh at that person, okay, in private and in public. It's not that I let that person get to me and that's why I did a live with him. To be honest with you, I have lots of content every day. I could talk about so many different things, from world news to politics to things that are happening in my city to things that happen within my career. I have so much stuff to talk about. Okay. It's funny to talk about like people like that, people who mess with you on purpose to try to get a rise out of you. It's funny to talk about them. And I'm not stupid. That's exactly what that person was doing, trying to get a rise out of me every time, being fake. I mean, the person that said it themselves, oh, I know how to act. I know how to be fake. Well, newsflash, so do I. I never liked you. Real talk, we talk so much shit about you behind closed doors, bro. I never liked you. I never thought you was cute. I would lie and say that you was handsome. You uglier than a motherfucker. We just played with you. We liked playing with you. And if you go back and you look at these lives where I'm talking about the nigga, you can clearly tell that we liked playing with you. Half of the reason why I didn't let my husband, engage in some of those lies is because he would have took it to a whole nother level. You feel what I'm saying? It was funny to us. We were just dragging you for fun, but my husband would have drug you in real life. So that's the only reason why he was not really, I know how far to go with shit. But looking back on those videos, I'm like, the representation that I want to put out there of myself at this point is not that. Maybe when I was in school and I was trying to get to the point that I'm at now, it was okay. He said, well, damn it. Like we did Rich. Okay. Okay. So that video that we did from our good old ex brother, I'm most definitely taking that video down. Um, I just feel so differently about that video now. I am ashamed that I even did that video, but you have to understand something. At the time when all of this was going on, I had the free time because I was mostly going to school, you know what I'm saying, to finish up on my medical degree. And I was not complete. This was before I was instructing. This was all of this stuff. And what that person did was, it was inconceivable at that time. I don't talk about people's personal lives. I don't lie on folks. And this person barely had conversations with me outside of the internet. So when I see this person going on other people's platforms talking about my fucking marriage, I was confused. I was like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He just flat out lied on me, was saying stupid shit like I was messing with my husband's family members. Got information all wrong. No, sir. My husband and I was dragging a family member because that family member made a pass at me. Nobody ever touched anybody. Nobody ever messed with anybody. But this motherfucker was running amok, telling lies. So I know the nigga was slow. So yes, I had to drag the slow out of his ass. Um, Sometimes you have to show people that they're going in the wrong direction. People always hate facts, especially on here. You know what I'm saying? People are always hating, and it's always the people that don't have shit going on for themselves. I've been sitting back in the cut for months, barely dropping in people's chat, just watching stuff. And I just was like, damn, dude, like, this is so crazy. Just watching how people interact. I've had crazy ass people hit me up in my DMs. I had a whole crazy ass nigga on here. Um, don't show himself, just give money. And now check this shit out. He don't give money to everybody. This fool give money to a specific nigga. And that shit is weird as hell. You a whole grown ass man and you giving one specific nigga a whole bunch of motherfucking money. That's some weirdo shit. So this weird ass nigga tried to, like, I guess, talk to me behind the scenes. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know what possessed this person to do what they did, but I was being nice. I was being nice because I'm not a rude person. A lot of these people on here got mental health issues, and this motherfucker is one of the ones. He is mental. That motherfucker went off on me because somebody said something about him, and I was in the chat and I laughed. It was funny. They called him messy. Simple as that. They called him messy, and I laughed. Next thing you know, he's sending me messages talking about, oh, you think it's funny? It's good to see you laugh and everything. I don't really fuck with people like that. I'll fall back. And I'm like, bitch ass nigga, who fucking said that I fell forward with you? The fuck is you talking about? I'm a whole married ass woman, regardless of the fucking situation I have at home, the status of my fucking marriage. I'm not interested in you. It's just, I don't know. People is crazy as fuck. We vibe from 2022. We vibed before that. But yes, oh, on this shit right here, yes, it was always a vibe. And now it's not, because every time when I go live, there's always something. You know what I mean? And these people ain't got shit going on in their lives. You know how hard it is to go to school for many years, like 10, 12 years. You know how hard it is when you're trying to reach a goal that seems unreachable and you reach it. Do you know how crazy it is to have a bunch, to realize how old you are and to have a bunch of young people look up at you like you are the way. I trust you to show me the way. Like it's so last week while I was instructing blood draws, um, one of the students had an accidental stick. They put the needle in my arm, didn't hit the vein, didn't draw blood on the first try. This is without instruction. The next time was with instruction. Um, and when that person was sheathing their needle, they accidentally stuck themselves. So, me being who I am, I can easily pull up all of my medical records from just my phone. So I was like, I have no problem with showing my medical records. We did the first aid that we needed to do when you have an accidental stick. And I was like, do you want to go, get tested? Like, it's standard procedure. And she was like, no. She was like, I trust you with my life. And that did something to me. It really did. It did something to me. I did show her everything that I need. She didn't want to see it, but I was like, no, I feel that I'm required to do so. And I gave her further instructions for months ahead of time. Um, it just the confidence that this young lady has, just for her to say, I trust you with my life. I I'm not worried about it. And I don't know, it overwhelmed me. It made me feel some type of way when you have people that look up to you like that, when you have people who want to follow you. I know I trust you with mine anyway, and vice versa, sis. It that is such a wonderful feeling when someone loves you like that. You understand what I'm saying? And I realize these people on here, they don't have people like that to love. That's why they on here. They're on here to try to make a name for themselves on here by talking to perfect strangers. I've seen women derobe themselves on here in front of strangers, and I'm like, damn, do you not understand like how that's gonna turn out later? One of the big things that people do, they always want to yell at you, cam up, cam up, cam up. And I'm so confused because I'm like, there are so many of you that cam up and you bitch ass motherfuckers don't have no job. You ain't got no fucking career. You're broke as fuck. You don't have cars. And if you do have a car, it's raggedy as fuck. You know what I mean? You live with family members and friends. You know what I'm saying? You barely have anything. Some of you motherfuckers is actually in shelters on here. And who cares about you camming the fuck up? Who cares? Who cares? People who really have shit to lose, people who are really doing shit for real in life, they don't have time for that. Like me, they don't have time for that. And then, too, it all depends on what you do in your real life, how you want people to perceive you, and how you come out here and put yourself out there. Like I said, what I do for a living, I can't be on here arguing with people, yelling and screaming, talking about people. I can't do that. And that is part of the reason why I am going to wipe the fuck out of this channel. I have even I considered just starting over on my personal page because I don't want to start completely over, but I considered starting over on my personal page. What I'm going to do now, once I completely wipe my channel, and I know, like I said, I have been monetized before and I can be monetized again. I'm going to put that all to the side so that I can have a clean, fresh channel. There's another person on here that I am close with that has a channel on here and they do medical knowledge. They do polls on their community wall about medical terminology. Um, this is something that I want to do. I want to be able to post things from class on here. Um, Good evening, Blended Healing. How are you, my love? I hope your day was blessed and happy Memorial Day. I just I want something more positive and more of what it is that I'm doing right now. Um, I can record. I just found this out. I can record. I have been recording. Um, so I'm excited about that. I would love to show you guys a day in the life of an instructor. I would love to show you guys what class looks like. Just go through the motions. I would love to show you guys what doing online lectures look like. I don't know if I think I could. I think I could actually play a lecture on here, but I want to do that type of stuff. I'm also going to be actually going live at home. I'm going to be cammed up the entire time. Thank you, Blended Healing. Thank you so much. You know, once you reach a goal, you reach the epicenter of what you were planning on doing. It just feels amazing. Every day just feels amazing. That's why I'm really not on here like that. I guess I'm trying to get my online life together as my real life is. I want to do more. I don't want to make myself a target. I know that this is part of the reason why I have been pulling back from certain areas where I was at. um I did a live when I went into someone who I follow and I watch. I still follow him even though he did what he did to me. Because I do love his content. We may not agree when it comes to our views on what's happening in the world, politics. We may not agree, but I still love his content, even though he came from me. It was cute. It was funny. He lost. He most definitely lost. I am. I could take a good drag. I'm more disappointed in the fact that he stereotyped me. I didn't like that. Um, saying that I had to have grown up in a single parent household, which is false. I had both my parents. Um, my parents worked very, very hard. I actually I don't want to say I grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I mean, kind of. All that hardship shit, I don't know nothing about that. And I am kind of mad that he stereotyped me just because I guess I'm gonna say because I'm black. I mean, I don't know how I want to say that, but that's the only way that I can think why he did that. He stereotyped me because I'm black. I mean, he's black too, but to say that you have a platform where you are supposed to be watching out for black people, you're supposed to be speaking positive about black people. You talk about politics and you talk about it from an independent standpoint. I was disappointed. I was like, damn, like he hit everything. He was like, I grew up in a single parent household. I was a whore, no man wants me, I have all these children, multiple baby daddies. I was like, damn, you wrong about all the shit you talking about. Like, it's the complete opposite with me. Complete opposite, dude. Like, this is crazy. You're up here going live. This is what you do for a living. You go live. Baby, I'm a whole physician. Yes, it's this guy named Amazing Lucas. And I love his content. But yes, he he does lives. I think it's twice a week where it's called Disagreement Day, where he actually wants you to come into the live and he wants you to disagree with his standpoint. And he says what he says for about maybe the first hour. And then after that, he opens the panel. He lets people come up there. It's mostly the same people that come up there and they basically just debate. Um, I was so disappointed in him. He was talking about Plies, and all I said is that Plies was fine. That was all I said. And I was actually trolling. I just said Plies was fine, and he went off on me. That is that. If you want to drop the link, I can come up there and I can actually show you some shit. Because I'm pretty sure you probably don't have dreams. I can show you what they actually look like, in the little case and everything that you put them in. They're so pretty. And he didn't want to drop that link. So once I said that, he was like, probably, maybe she's not those things. So then he asked for my IG. He was like, "You think you a baddie, huh? I want to see your IG." And I'm like, "Why do you need to see my IG? I'm on here to piss you off. This is disagreement day. I'm on here to disagree with you. I'm not on here to holler at you. What do I need to show you my IG for? I have a man, baby. I've been with my man for almost 30 years, honey. And yes, we got a bunch of kids all together. Okay, this man chased me from pre-K. Okay, we've been going to school with each other that long. He chased me and finally got me in high school. I'm everything he said about me was completely fucking wrong. You can find another place where you are celebrated, not tolerated. Exactly. And he's, like I said, he does that. So I know it's a part of his shit. It's a part of the thing that he does. But that really did disappoint me. I was like, damn, I wanted you to drag me like for something I was saying, not look at me and automatically assume that I'm ghetto. Look at me and automatically assume that I'm trash. Look at me and automatically assume that I'm sitting on my ass all day and I'm just talking shit because I said Plies was attractive. I mean, like, it was weird. And Plies is attractive. He's like, the only advice that he could give me is about dental work. And I'm like, actually, he could give you a lot of advice because he's rich and your ass is sitting on here going live. I'm sorry. I was just so confused. LOL, I thought you ghetto. If I am ghetto, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being ghetto. It's all about what you do with your mind. So it really doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? It's weird shit like this. You know what I'm saying? This is why I just sat back and I just watched everybody. And I was like, these are spaces I don't want to be in anymore. You know what I mean? So he can stalk you, right? So all he was gonna do, and this is what I said, everyone in the chat was like, girl, just stop responding so he can leave you alone. I was like, get back to your content. And he kept going, no, you're my content now. I was like, okay, you losing though, baby. You losing the audience. You losing when it comes to dragging me. Everybody was like, girl, just don't reply anymore. Just be quiet. Just be because he was getting so mad. He was getting so mad. And I was like, all you're gonna do is just take pictures off of my IG, which I don't take bad pictures. And you're just gonna be like, oh, look at her. This right here is edited. She don't look like this. Oh, these are filters. That's all you're gonna do, So why even give you my IG? I mean, unless you want to work with me. Now, if you want to work with me, you want to maybe allow me to come up and we could debate about politics or anything else that you want to talk about, I am open. to doing that. Okay. I'm open. That's the whole reason why I watch you, because I like your content. If you want to argue about the foundation of FBAs, I can most definitely do that. We can get on some foundational black shit. Okay. We can do that. If you want to talk about civil rights leaders and the ones that you feel didn't stand for what they were talking about, we can do that because he's done that several times. People like that, they attack Dr. Martin Luther King. They like to talk about his extramarital affairs and all that other stuff. Supposedly him kissing white people's ass or some shit. They like to say stupid shit like that. And I'll be right up there to debate with you. I'll be right up there to make my points, to talk against your points. But no, he didn't want to do that. He just wanted to like make a mockery and he embarrassed himself. You know what I mean? So yeah. I just want to put up things that are current right now. What's going on with me, what's going on around me, maybe introduce some students. There is a graduation that is coming up. We have them twice a year. And I just think that would be wonderful to put on my page. The outgoing medical professionals from the school. I think that would be amazing. We have done the Special Olympics. I have that recorded. I would love to put that up on here, showing everybody racing with wheelchairs and crutches and walkers. We had so much fun. Okay, that was a blast. I would love to even put up like an instructional video on how to do the perfect blood draw or how to do perfect urinalysis or talk about medical terminology like the friend that I have who does videos on here. Ask questions, give input, give information. I did make a video on basic first aid and CPR. I made a video when I was getting everyone CPR certified. So medical Olympics. I mean, they were into it, weren't they, sis? They were into it. They enjoyed themselves. Okay. I just didn't want anyone to hurt themselves. On those crutches, you could hurt yourself for real. But yeah, I want to do stuff like that. So I want to wipe my page. You know what I mean? Now, easily, let's use this for an example. This person right here, this comment right here. So I notice that when I go live, there's always one person who, says something. It can be taken, in a negative way, or that person could have just been, being funny or whatever. So that is something I also want to work on because naturally, I see something like this, I'm gonna go off. One of my favorite lives. Sis, do you remember when I forgot his whole name? But when that guy, who is that, sis? This person slipped by me for real, for real. I don't know who that is. The good thing is I didn't take what they said like negatively. I'm working on it, so I'm working on me. Do you remember that live that I did with that one guy? I forgot what his name. His name is like Gold or something. He has gold in his name. But that guy came into the live and he was like flirting with us. And then all of a sudden he just got really nasty and I drug his ass to high shit. I went on his page and I started screenshotting shit and then came back. Yeah, girl, that's his name. Girl, I went to his page and when I saw that shit, I came back and I was like, oh no, I don't like niggas that look like Swiss Beats. I was on his ass. So I'm gonna stop doing that type of shit. Girl, I don't know what happened. He struck a nerve with me. Ooh, I was so mad. And it wasn't like it wasn't like a nasty mad. It was a I'm going to make you an example type of mad. See how you tried to piss? It was so bad. He was like, wait a minute, why are you talking about me like this? I wasn't trying to be mean. You know? He was like, why are you clowning me about my page? Like, I'm on here just like you, like trying to fucking find some common ground with me. I was like, no, it's too late to find common ground with me. Nah. Let's continue to make you the target and I'm practicing. He had really pissed me off. I was in a bad mood already that day. You know what we were dealing with. You know, all that BS happened for that whole week before that. And he came in there doing whatever he was doing. And I've seen him in other sectors. And I have a thing about men who just go around flirting with everybody. I don't. Like I said, it's different types of people on this app, and all these men talk to everybody. It was a stalker for life. Yes, it was a stalker for life. I cannot stand when I see a man openly flirting with every single chick on here. There is no like nothing is out of his reach. He doesn't care how you look, what you look. He's flirting with you. And then in the same breath, if you don't reply the way he wants you to reply, then he talks shit about you. I hate men like that. We have seen different stories on the news about men like that, where a man is trying to talk to you and you deny him or you ignore him, you tell him no. And the next thing you know, that man unalives you, that man beats you up or hits you with something in your face or something. These men are relentless. And this is why I don't give them no goddamn chance. When he did that fucking shit, all of the shit that I was feeling just came out on his ass. I was like, you think you cute, you think you fine, you ugly as fuck to me. You are not my fucking type. You not my type in this life or the fucking next. I could die and come back and I wouldn't even talk to you. You know what I'm saying? You are beneath me. The way that you flirt with every fucking thing that moves on this app, whether it's cute or it's not fucking cute, is ridiculous. You must be hella lonely. You know what I'm saying? You an East Coast nigga, ain't you? Because the East Coast niggas, for some odd reason, they are super desperate. This, yes, this was those 3 nights. Yes, girl. Hold on, let me see if I got it. Hold on. I don't think I have it on this one. Damn. I'm so mad. I wish I had it on this. Let me just look this up. Let me take that. Yeah, you know, for somebody to say something to me. But yeah, I wish I had that. Where's the 1900? But yes, I was so in my feelings. I was very upset. Yes, you were called hella names, girl. We were going to fuck off on multiple people. Okay, motherfuckers that we kicked it with smooth over here. Okay, I didn't have to go from one person live. Remember, laughing jackass. I had to go from his live talking shit to my own live. I went live like 3 times that motherfucking night. Then he ended up coming over there and then he came on the panel and then we were up there talking shit. It just, I had an attitude that whole week. I was so over this YouTube shit at that point. So when he came in there with that shit, it was like, I'm burning everything to the ground. So I am trying to better myself so that I do not lash out like that when it comes to here. I don't do that in real life. But when I'm on here, it is something else, girl. I don't know. Somebody can say the wrong thing and I'm flying off the handle. There is very little that I tolerate anymore. He the butthole, they call me the sidekick. Yes, yes. It is very little, okay? And It has been some weird stuff that's been going on. I feel like someone maybe dirty macking me behind the scenes. For what reason I really don't know. Um, like for instance, some like a male will speak to me in someone's chat, or a male will come over here while I'm live and they will drop down and they will say certain things. And then all of a sudden, like the next day, it's I don't want to get into detail, but it's just weird. I feel like someone is like hitting up people and like trying to poison them. And it's weird because it doesn't make any sense to do that. It doesn't. Yes. I don't know if you remember, but I don't want to say the names, but I told you, I think this has been going on for a minute because little things have been said. I've been told little things, and I'm just like, what? Just weird as hell. Like, so somebody told you what, that I was talking about you, which I don't talk about anybody from here. Um, Everyone that I'm 100 with, I've been 100 with from day one, and we're still like that. There really isn't a whole lot that a person can say because these people actually know me. The people that I'm close with off of here, we know each other in real life. We've seen each other in real life. We fucks with each other in real time. It isn't just on here. You may see us talking to each other, saying hi, putting up little emojis on here, but no, we actually see each other in real life. We actually talk to each other in real life. And I don't think whoever this is that's doing it, I don't think they realize that. But it's just weird as fuck. So this is also a part of the reason why I am revamping everything. Um, there are some major people that most definitely are blocked right now that will stay blocked. I have 3 people specifically that will be blocked forever. They are not able to drop down over here. They are not able to hit the link because I have them blocked on StreamYard. These people are blocked in this life and in the next. If they come back a caterpillar, they will be blocked. Okay. They will not be able to blossom into a butterfly and fly around me. Okay. I don't know if you guys know what Black Mirror is, but there's an episode of Black Mirror where a guy who basically teaches men how to talk to women, he ends up doing this with a male, and the male takes it too far with the woman and he ends up unaliving her. So basically, to pay for his crime, they put a block on him. They put like a chip in his head. Well, he had a chip already, and that's what he was using to talk to the guy to teach him how to talk to women. So what they did was they put a block on his chip to where he can't see people. And so he's blocked out too of the system. So everyone that's walking around can't see him. See, that's what'll happen to you. You'll be blocked on here online. You'll be blocked in real life. And then when you pass away, you'll come back as whatever the fuck you'll come back as, and you will be fucking blocked then as well. No matter how many times you reincarnate, your motherfucking ass will be blocked. Okay? Period. Like let's get it real. That one old bitch is blocked like that and will be blocked forever. Bumpy face cuz will be blocked for fucking ever. Will not even be able to say hi to a person because I'm not dealing with that shit. Um, Yeah, and that's it. That one weirdo ass dude, he blocked me before I got a chance to block him. But ooh, anybody that's weird like that on here, I'm automatically blocking you. There's a girl on here that literally you don't have to say anything to her. I think if she gets into it with like 1 or 2 people in an entire chat, she will block all of the women that are in that chat. I'm about to get on that type of level where I'm literally like, oh my God, that person speaks to me without permission, because you guys know that's my thing. Do not speak to me without permission. I'm going to block your ass. You are going to stay blocked. I think right now I have about 10 people on my block list on my personal page. I have like 10 people blocked off of this page. And it's mostly trolls. There is one big ass troll in the Mo3 sector that I've had blocked since like 23. Okay. I refuse to unblock that motherfucker. You will never be unblocked because you are a weirdo. Anyone who just starts talking shit out of the blue about me, I don't even know them, don't speak to them, and then you can't handle the troll, I get on your ass like fucking flies on shit, and you can't handle it, so you're mad, so you block me, and then I discover that you unblock me after that. Oh no, you are blocked forever. You will never see me. Okay, you'll never see me. It's another nigga over there that is. Mm-mm. Y'all know I told you I don't like the men that want to talk to everybody, and there's another nigga over there named Biggest Two. What's his name? Biggest 214. That nigga will be blocked forever. You hear me? Forever. That is a weird ass nigga. He was way too invested in my private parts. Way too invested about who was loving on me, who was talking to me. I don't even know that nigga. He was so invested. That motherfucker will be blocked forever. You hear me? Forever. Weird ass people like that might end up being stalkers later on in life, blocked forever. Okay. Y'all up here just bouncing off of women. It's like 30 bitches you didn't talk to on here. You don't have no type. You don't have no standards. Your ass will be blocked. You will not be able to hit me up on IG. Nothing. Stay the fuck away from me. Okay. Big block. He's a weird girl, a super weirdo. How you arguing with me about a whole man that like it over here? I don't understand. This man is not upset, nothing. This man dropping in chat, calling me wife and shit, and you up here just fighting tooth and nail for the nigga. I just get your homosexual ass the fuck from out the chat. It just was weird. It was weird as hell. But you see, I can't say stuff like that on my new page. Once I revamp, I can't be talking like that. I'm going out with a bang right now. Yes, get your homosexual ass away from me. It's so weird. um so yes, sis, we are going to be doing different things. I want to have one night of the week where I okay, so like I didn't have to block that person. That person blocked me. Thank you, Jesus. Cause I don't play with people that's soft like that. I don't my nigga have to be hard. I don't like soft ass niggas. Ooh, his hairline was so pushed back, sis. He was missing like 2 inches. Okay. If it's that bad, in the words of my husband, you need to let it go. It's a hairline TKO, okay? Let it go. Let it go, okay? Um, it's so much, sis. Remember, we were supposed to be doing the dessert series. I have been waiting patiently to do the dessert series. I really was waiting for summer and going by an emoji cause he know he don't look right. No, but I can't lie, he was handsome though. He was. But that hairline was off the chain. Uh I know I got a big ass forehead, okay? His shit was crazy. But yes, I want to remember, sis, I told you I want to become a better baker. I can cook anything, okay? Cook my ass off. But when it comes to baking, I am not a big baker. And I want to work on that. And my sis is the baker. You know what I'm saying? She said it's Barbara. She's the baker, okay? And so I want to get better with doing that. And then when we get to our colder months, I live out here in Vegas. There's no such thing as colder months, but when we cool off a little bit here, we have to um, you know, go on our extravagant trip. And I most definitely want to do I'm not gonna say like a 24-hour vlog, but I want the entire experience to be captured like a motion picture. We're gonna go live. We're gonna go live every single day that we are there. But I also want to get things on film. Yes, ma'am. I want to get things on film. I'm talking about we're waking up and I'm like, good morning, world. And I'm like recording this. I don't want to do too much, but I want to do that and actually put it on the channel as a series. Just our excursions together. Oh, yeah, we gonna make the dump cakes. Yes, the pound cakes, all of that. Okay, I'm going to learn how to manipulate fondant and frosting and all of that stuff because I don't know how to do none of that because I don't like frosting. Yep, the Legged and Lush podcast. We are definitely going to get into it. I would love to do a podcast episode every week, once every week. Our medical podcast. I would love for us to do that together. Even though you are retired, I still would love to do that with you. That would be absolute joy. I want to attract a complete different audience. And I want something that I can be proud of, that I can openly tell people in my professional life that I do. Because right now, I really don't tell people that I do this because it is, this is private, it's a personal thing. I don't tell people I do this. And I'm ready to actually open myself up and tell people that this is what I do. And I want people to come over here and I want people to see me. And I am ready to actually um, go by. I'm going to always be Lush, but I am ready to go by my name. With you, sis. I'll be right by your side. Of course she will. Yes, I am going to. Okay, so when it comes down to the instructions with the schooling, with teaching, you do repeat some things. You repeat modules. And so there's always going to be medical Olympics. There's always going to be field trips to go see certain things like how they have the bodies um dissected, and it's always going to be stuff like that. So I was going to film the whole experience yesterday while they were at the trampoline park, but it was cracking. I didn't think it was going to be that many people there, but it was cracking yesterday. And then there was so many people in the party room, and it was just so much going on. Um, at that place, basically they have party rooms but they don't provide like They provide refreshments like soda, like a pitcher of soda, two pitchers of water. But like as far as food, like they don't have a kitchen or a cafe, but they do have vending machines. They have vending machines that make hot food, like um pretzels and cheese, a slice of pizza, a like roast beef sandwich, things like that. So they have a vending machine that, you pick your food and it cooks and then it's um dispensed to you. They have that. So waiting on the different pizzas that was getting there, I can't be at a function without having at least an alcoholic beverage. So man, I had I had shit that was straight, okay? And didn't have the opportunity to go get chasers because it was so many kids, okay? So many kids, so many parents, all in that little ass room. And so his brother, he brought soda because he works for Pepsi. He bought soda, and I don't drink soda. So I'm up there having cocktails, mixing it with freaking soda. Guess what he had, sis? Guess what he had? He had all of the Mountain Dews. Did you know there's a Mountain Dew? There's a dirty Mountain Dew. I did not know that there was a dirty Mountain Dew, but it's basically a cream soda and Mountain Dew. Yes, girl, yo Mountain Dew. The only thing that we didn't have was diet. We didn't have diet Mountain Dew, but all the rest of the Mountain Dews, and I don't drink soda. And then on top of that, I don't drink Mountain Dew. So when I got up this morning, holy moly, I was so bloated from the carbonation, from the acid. I was so bloated. I have been sick all morning. Okay. I had to take famotidine. I took some Phillips. I have been trying to get this bloat off of me. When I tell you I was about to have a panic attack, it was that bad. Okay. It was that bad. I tried to eat breakfast this morning and I don't know what the hell was going on. I felt like my heart was racing. It was so much that was going on wrong. Okay, so I do remember, hold on, my alarm went off. I know that I have an alarm for 7. That's in 2 minutes. But I believe, let me see. I believe something else went. Okay. See, I had an alarm set for the next time I could take some acetaminophen. I woke up, my head was hurting. Okay, I was going through it this morning. I don't drink nothing but Mountain Dew Zero. But I can't drink Mountain Dew Zero, Diet Mountain Dew, the dirty Mountain Dew Code Red, Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I love that though. That's my favorite. I can't drink none of that shit. I have been on like a bubble all day from drink. I had to have drunken um three three or four Mountain Dews. So you already know it's bad. It's bad. It is so bad. Now I'm hooked on Propel Peach Water. Ooh, okay. Peach used to be my favorite flavor of everything. And then I don't know what happened. Just it started tasting like how dirty feet smell. And I fucking hate the smell of some dirty ass feet. I can deal with every smell known to man, even decaying flesh, I can deal with. If your feet stink, I can't deal with it. That is the one smell that will make me barf. That is the one smell. And for some odd reason, peaches smell like foot and ass to me. So I can't drink anything that's peach flavored. I tried. I tried to drink some Minute Maid um, peach, and I had to put hella ice in it. I was like, "Ooh, this just it tastes like I don't know how to explain it. Like how something tastes like something smell. Like it's like if somebody's ass was sweaty, that's what I feel like peach juice tastes like somebody's sweaty ass. I don't know. That's also how I feel about mango. I don't like mango. I don't like mango. I don't like papaya. I don't like any of those island fruits. Get that shit out of my face. I used to love kiwis. I hate them now. I do not like kiwi. And I absolutely hate the combination of kiwi and strawberry. Kiwi and strawberry taste like peach to me. It tastes like foot and ass to me. I'm just being honest. Give me some cherry. Give me like a fruit punch or a berry punch. Um, I don't even like orange juice anymore. And it's crazy. I don't. I used to love like orange juice with extra pulp. Oh, I used to love it. Oh, I don't like it no more. I don't know what's going on with me. It is something going on with me. Like I can drink lemonade, but it has to have like a bunch of ice in it. Yes, tropical punch is so good. Girl, mango is so nasty. Like I'll eat like if you cut some mangoes up and you have what is that called? Tahine, I'll eat it. I'll eat the mangoes with the tahine, but if you're trying to give me some mango, some papaya, and that one fruit that everybody likes, but they know goddamn well it's gross, dragon fruit. If you try to give me that shit, I'm gonna barf. That is so nasty. So it could be your digestive system. Yes, that's what it is. It's my digestive system. It's the fact that I have an overproduction of acid in my stomach. So a lot of fruit, especially citrus. Mm-mm. I'm not even supposed to be eating tomato products, and you cannot like separate me from ketchup. You can't. You give me some fries, I have to have some ketchup. I love pasta. I have to have my red sauce. Do I still have my gallbladder? Yes. That's something that's not gonna work for me. My sister had her gallbladder removed. And she still kind of deals with her problems with her digestive issues. Like everyone in our family has digestive issues. So I feel like why remove something that's not going to make the problem better? Why remove a part of me that doesn't need to be removed? Hmm. Ever since I had a gallbladder attack that time, I don't like certain foods I used to eat. Yes, I believe that that is the case as well. All the medications that I'm taking to reduce my stomach acid, when I had ulcers, the medication that I took to repair those ulcers, me being on high dosages of like Pepsid, because that's over the counter, but it comes in different milligrammage. So I know that's not a word. Um, but they have different milligrams. So um just that over the years has just made so many things bland. But one thing it hasn't done is it hasn't diminished my love for cheese. Nothing on this planet will ever diminish my love for cheese. I think I would have to turn my own TV off if I couldn't eat cheese. I am not supposed to be eating dairy as well, but I do. I'm okay with the milk. I don't really mess with the milk like that. I do other alternatives like almond milk, oat milk. That's what I do because I can't do the milk, but I'll still do some cheese. And I need the cheese to be 100% pure dairy. I mean, does that make any sense? I don't want the 100% whole milk, but I have to eat cheese that's made with 100% whole milk. Like, I don't want any of that. No, I'm not going to say that because that's kind of discriminatory of a big company. But don't get me any of that fake cheese. I need real cheese. And my favorite cheeses are so harsh. I love feta cheese. I love that cheese. I love blue cheese. I remember I was at work one day and we have a cafeteria, and they have a station where they make food, and like it's breakfast time. So I always used to go get a omelet made, and my favorite omelet, this was around the time when I did not eat bacon. I didn't eat sausage. I went years without eating eggs. I went years without eating sausage. As you know, I had like 2 years where I was lacto vegan, which means I eat the byproduct of animals, but not animals themselves. Um, so this was I had just started back eating eggs. I love eggs. I'll never stray from eggs ever again. But my favorite thing to get in the morning for breakfast was a feta cheese and tomato. I'm sorry, no, it was feta cheese, spinach, and tomato omelet. Oh my God. My coworker would always be like, oh my God, that omelet stinks. It was so funny. She would be like, are you eating the stinky eggs again? And I'm like, yes, ma'am. She'll be like, oh my God, I'm going to go get a mask. When I eat breakfast with you, I'm going to get a mask. But when you cook it, it doesn't smell the same. Yes, the cheese does stink, but when you add it to dishes, it doesn't smell that harsh. Have you eaten feta cheese? I'm not gonna lie, it does stink. But she was like offended. She was like, "Oh my God." Okay, so this is so weird, right? Because when someone's feet is hella funky, and I hate that smell. Sometimes it smells. Sometimes wait, hold on. Wait a minute. It's too high. I'm not that tall. Parmesan stinks. Parmesan does okay. So feta on the stinky level, feta is like 5 times stinkier than Parmesan, and it's like 3 times more stinkier than blue cheese. It stinks. I won't lie. It's a smell that I love, but I hate stinking ass feet. It's just weird. It smells like some very, very stanky ass feet. But it tastes so good. It's so sharp. It gives me the salt that I need. It gives me this like buttery taste. It gives me this like cheese taste. It tastes like blue cheese with like blended with like sharp cheddar or something. It's like real sticky feet. It just I don't know. I love that cheese. And she used to be so offended whenever I would eat my omelet. She'd be like, "Oh my God, girl, you're eating the stanky eggs this morning again." I'm like, "Yes, I'll try to like switch it up." It's like a person coming to work and eating tuna. I absolutely hate tuna. Ugh, I can't stand it. We had a policy at work where no one could bring tuna. Like no, they didn't want anybody bringing seafood, period, but it was specific it was specifically tuna. Do not bring that shit. Put that in the fucking refrigerator. Do not do that. Okay. Don't bring no tuna sandwiches. Don't bring no tuna salad. None of that because it stinks. Well, that's how feta cheese is. It will stink up the entire break room. It will stink up the whole cafeteria. It'll make you think that some sewage is pouring out somewhere. But it's good though. I used to eat tuna and now can't eat that mess. Right. Like, ew. It's so nasty. It's so nasty. I'm so weird that now, like low key, I don't like shrimp anymore. I don't like lobster and I don't like crab. I like imitation crab, but real crab, like, no. I'm starting to not like any seafood anymore. But I told myself I was going to be more open to eating food that I don't like. I don't eat mussels. I don't eat clams. They give me this like snotty vibe. I don't eat it, but I said I was gonna eat it. I think we're going to eat mussels on Father's Day. I don't like steak. Yep, I'm gonna put that out there. I didn't like steak. So literally, like the last two major times that we went out to dinner, we went, you remember, we went to the Brazilian steakhouse where I had to eat steak. And I just don't see what the hoopla about steak is. She said, Coach. I do not see what the hoopla about steak is. I just don't. It's weird as hell to me. It really is. Sissy, I love steak. Ugh. Like, I love prime rib. Now, prime rib is, I love corned beef. You make it right. I love corned beef. I love some pastrami, but I don't like steak. I don't know. Mm-mm. But it was good though. The two times that we went, it was good. You know what? If I had to pick a steak to eat, it most definitely will be a T-bone. For real, it would. And I just learned that a T-bone is two different cuts of the cow. It's two different types of meat on each side of the bone. Hand me that backpack. Oh no, never mind. Don't do it. If you're playing your game, don't do it. I got it. And my baby Jazzy face. See, um, I remember Kevin used to get these what is it called? These eye rounds from the store. Ooh, I hate those. Ooh, I hate them. Ooh, I hate that. The homie had put some filet mignon wrapped in bacon on the grill. This was years ago. And I don't know what he did, but ooh, it was good. It was so good. See, I could pass on that ribeye. I could pass on the ribeye. I could pass on the New York. That's a thick ass piece of meat. I used to not like ribs. I used to hate barbecue sauce, and I did not like ribs. And then when Kevin got home, all he wanted to do was barbecue. And all he ever wants to make is ribs and fucking hot links. Okay, that's all he wants to make. Well, now it's ribs, hot links, and bacon wrapped jalapenos. Stuffed bacon wrapped jalapenos. And I would not eat ribs for anything. But then because he barbecued so much, I started eating ribs and barbecue sauce, and I only would eat what was it? Was it KC Masterpiece or was it Bullseye? Bullseye. I only would eat Bullseye. Every time we would go to a function and someone barbecued, I would never touch the barbecue if it had barbecue sauce on it. I would never touch the barbecue, period. If they like barbecue, like some hot links or some hot dogs or some burgers or something, as long as it didn't have barbecue sauce on it, then I would touch it. Those are good. Yeah, the filet mignon. I want to eat a Wagyu steak. I have had Kobe beef. Um, when I was going to school, I had a second job where I worked at a very prestigious cafe out here. So I was able to eat a lot of things. I had never eaten prawns before. Yeah, not a fan. I remember when they had. So you remember Sizzler? Did they do Sizzler out there where you're from, sis? Because I remember when they used to have Sizzlers here. They no longer have them here, and they had this special called Colossal Shrimp. Oh yeah, this is a funny ass story. So they don't have them here no more. Right? They're good. I think the whole establishment went bankrupt. The whole establishment. So my friend, right? My friend used to love going to Sizzler. We used to go to Sizzler twice a week, okay? And they had this all you can eat shrimp at Sizzler. And my friend used to get like a whole plate full of shrimp. And then he would take all the breading. It was the most embarrassing thing I have ever went through. Girl, I remember Shoney's as well. We only had like two of them out here. And we used to go there all the time. One of the ones they had in the hood. Oh my God, I loved that place. I loved Shoney's. This is why I never ate at Outback Steakhouse because I would prefer to go to places like that instead of Outback Steakhouse. And I don't like steak. So what the fuck I'm gonna go to a place called Steakhouse for? But yes, my friend used to take all the breading off of the shrimp, and he discovered that they were cocktail shrimp. They would take cocktail shrimp, batter them up real good to make them, real thick shrimp. And he was so mad that there was so much breading on the shrimp. And I was like, you have to stop doing that. It was so embarrassing. Like, you have a plate full of bread, and then you have a plate where you took the shrimp out of the breading and you're only eating the plate with the shrimp. I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, you are so ghetto right now. So I told him I wasn't going back there with him if he was going to continue to do that. It's all you eat, all you can eat shrimp, and it's supposed to be breaded so that you get full. Like you're messing up the game by taking the bread off the shrimp. It was humiliating, okay? So they had this new thing, right? Called colossal shrimp. This is the grossest thing I've seen in a long time. I think we still have a Western steer out here. Maybe we don't, but I do remember we had one out here. Yeah, Shoney's was the shit. But yeah, at Sizzler, they I don't know what they did to the shrimp. But if you know what a prawn is, if you know how big a prawn is, like literally a prawn is like as big as like your hand from the tip of your like middle finger to like maybe an inch or two down your wrist. That's how big a prawn is. So this colossal shrimp was twice that size. It was like a fucking cat on a plate. That's how big the shrimp was. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten. And even my friend was like, yeah, he loves shrimp. Okay, that's his favorite thing to eat. He was even like, I didn't like that. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, yuck, yuck, yuck. It was so nasty. And I didn't eat shrimp for like a whole year after that. It really messed me up, dude, to eat that fucking colossal shrimp. It was absolutely disgusting. Okay, it was nasty. But yes, I'm waiting to actually try some wagyu, because I've already had Kobe beef, and that shit tasted like regular fucking beef to me. Um, I don't know. I have a weird palate. It tasted like regular beef. I ate some very expensive caviar, and yuck. I don't like things that are gamey. I don't like things that are what I call CE fishy. See, I don't know. When I ate the caviar, it had like a fishy type of aftertaste, and it was very salty. I love things that are very salty, but I don't know. It just didn't go together for me. I don't eat seafood. See, I'm starting to get there to where I'm going to leave all seafood alone. I used to love catfish. Look, I'm from Louisiana. I used to love catfish, and I don't know. My husband eats that so much, and I have eaten so much catfish. I just don't like it anymore. I don't like catfish anymore. I don't know what it is, but I just no. Like when I want some fish, I'll eat some cod. I'll eat some salmon. I no. My husband always wants, oh, you want some fish? Let's go get some catfish. I'm like, I don't want any catfish. Like it's just, I don't know. It's so weird. Like I'm out here in Nevada, so like I can't eat stuff like gar. You know what I mean? Like, just remember that live you and Kevin did when we talked about the charboy girl. Yes, I remember the sweet baby race. I remember he was like, look, cuz trying to get off the grill. It's hot in the UK. It's hotter than the it's it's hot as hell here. I'm in Las Vegas. It's not even summer technically, and we're already in the hundreds. So when it becomes summer, mid June, probably not mid June. I'll say mid June for right now. It's probably going to be like 115, 120 out here. We're going to be melting out here. We're going to be absolutely melting out here. It's been in the 80s right now. What? It's in the 80s out there, sis. This is global warming. Okay. For all of the environmental people, for people who don't believe, this is global warming. I absolutely love the Twilight Zone. We're having a heat wave here. We ain't used to it. It's normally rains. Oh, like some rains would be so perfect. This is what I'm saying. That heat wave is because of, these ultraviolets is out of whack. We're all melting right now. We're all melting. And it's crazy. I love the Twilight Zone, right? So there's this episode, I can't remember the name, but I'll look it up. I wish that it's gonna come to me right when I'm not even thinking about it. But it is an episode where it starts off where they're in an apartment and it's hot as hell. And the woman is sweating her ass off. It is the hottest summer ever because something happened and it threw the sun like off its I think it threw us off of our orbit. And the old black white, yes, the old black and white Twilight Zones. So the episode it comes on, it's about a lady, she's in her apartment, she is sweating her ass off. And I guess the earth was thrown off its rotation somehow or whatever. So we were closer to the sun than we originally were. So everything was basically hot as fuck, damn near boiling. So then there's like a person that's in the apartment trying to break into her apartment. People are dying, people are desperate. And he comes to her apartment like trying to accost her or something. And what ends up happening is she passes out from the heat. And when she comes back to, it's the complete opposite. Everything starts to cool off. And all of a sudden, she starts freezing. Everyone in the whole world starts freezing. Okay. So she ends up freezing to death. It's crazy. Like that episode kind of scared the hell out of me because it's always hot as hell here. It's hot as fuck here. And even when you're in the car and you are blasting your AC, it's still hot as hell. And there's so many times. There was one time a couple years ago. I want to say this was like 10 years ago when the car was outside chilling, not under the shade, just out in the front, parked in the front of the house. And it was a blaze. It was like 110. And I didn't have the shade up or nothing. My stupid ass goes out to the car. Okay, wait a minute. At this time, I had leather seats. Okay, I had leather seats. I think in the certain model Alexis that I was driving at the time, they only had leather seats. So I get in that motherfucker, and when I tell you, I got shorts on, I got like an A shirt on, spaghetti strap, one of them, I can't remember. But all I know was I was like half to near naked. When I got in the car, oh my God, I sat down on the seat. I burnt my ass. I, I burnt my hands on the steering wheel. I was in there cooking and I had only been in there for 5 minutes. And then I made the treacherous mistake. I made the treacherous mistake of grabbing the seatbelt and I grabbed the seatbelt from the buckle. I never grab the seatbelt from the actual belt. I always grab the buckle. Okay. What a mistake that was. I grabbed the buckle and I suffered, I think it was a second degree burns on my hand. Oh, I will never forget that. I will never forget it. I was crying. My ass was scorched. Okay, my hand was scorched from the steering wheel. My stupid ass had a steering wheel cover. It came with the car, okay? I had a steering wheel cover that was also leather. It was the cream color. Well, it's not cream, it was like tan, but it was a tan color leather and then black leather. You know how you put your hands on the steering wheel. At 10 and 2. So that's where the tan leather was, and the rest of it was black leather. Man, when that shit has been baking in straight sunlight, putting your hand on that shit is diabolical. Sis, did you hear about NASCAR driving? Yes, I did. I did. That Listen, stuff like that scares me. But I don't take stuff like that seriously. I don't know if I was covering up my mic, but I don't take stuff like that seriously because in that industry, people are taken out. You know what I'm saying? And that's low key what I believe happened to him allegedly because I just don't understand that. I do not understand that. I also saw that Rob Bass did pass away yesterday as well. Um, when I hear stuff like that, I like to hear the causes. Um, shit just be weird. Like Kyle Busch was too young. And because he was so close to my age, I that shit is scary to me. It really is. My husband's cousin last week was at work and he suffered a major heart attack while he was at work. Um, he's like in his late 40s, early 50s. I can't remember. I'll have to ask, but that shit scared the fuck out of me too. Rob Bass lost his fight with cancer. I think he was 59. Yes, he was. Cancer absolutely sucks. Um, it's crazy because right now I'm in the middle of a module where we're talking about stem cell research. So it's just to hear stuff like that, it's just really crazy. Just real crazy. It makes you wonder. Well, I mean, it's not supposed to make you wonder, but it makes a person like me wonder. When you have anxiety, you know, it never goes away. You conquer it by learning techniques, but it never goes away. And things like that really just, it gets you to thinking. Like right now, I have a pain. I have a pain at the top of my stomach right now. I'm such a hypochondriac. It takes two to make things go right. Yes, Legged. Oh, I'm like in the middle of like prepping this boy's food. Dude. And I still feel like shit. I am so happy I have this whole week off. I got anxiety. I'm waiting on a CBT. What's CPT? Did you mean CBD? What's CBT? Someone has to help me because look, at one point when I was low key, like when I was semi retired, because I was finishing up school and I damn near was done. So I was low key semi retired. I wasn't like going to work. And I tried I tried to smoke. And I was doing like edibles and stuff like that. Oh, cognitive behavioral therapy. Does that work? I don't know. Um, Psychiatry worked for me. Meditation works for me. Um, Wait a minute. What am I missing? I'm missing something here. Different Breathing exercises work for me. Yoga works for me. All of that works for me. The medication never worked for me. I never really was taking it like that. I only took it in dire need. I was like on my way to the hospital and shit. So that's when I took it. I can't meditate due to ADHD. Oh, okay. I absolutely feel that. So wait a minute. Your medication for the ADHD doesn't help you with your anxiety? I have nights like that where what do I want to put it on? I think I want to put it on one. I have nights like that where I have so many thoughts in my head. I think about all types of things. I'm trying to think of that one damn, it's like a comedic. I'm trying to think of what it is. But literally, like they're having a conversation with someone, and that person is thinking shit, and it's all over the place. Like they see a dog running after a ball, of a cat licking itself. Like that type of shit happens to me as well. I'm off ADHD medication at the moment. Okay. I just I figured that medication would kind of put you at peace. It would kind of calm you down. It would kind of, slow the release of serotonin. I don't know, because I've never been on anything like Adderall or Ritalin, or I don't even know how. I can't even begin to tell you how it would feel. The only thing that I know is certain antidepressants, Xanax, things like that. You can learn about the chemical makeup of drugs all day, but when you take them, it is different. I am an absolute drug free person. So when I was prescribed these drugs, I was so scared to take them. I would rather have the worst panic attack ever in my life and pass out from sheer exhaustion instead of taking the medication. And after doing that a couple of times and it really hindering my life to where I couldn't go anyplace, I couldn't focus on school, I couldn't do any of that. That's when I started taking the medication. And it just didn't have the effect on me that it has on other people. I don't have an addictive personality. And plus, like I said, all day I'm teaching about these things. I've learned about these things. So, like, and then another thing too that you probably will never hear, the only person you'll hear say it is me. Drugs make you ugly. And that is why I will never, ever, ever be a dope fiend because drugs make you ugly. And I refuse to be ugly. I'm just being honest. I refuse to be ugly, man. Okay. I don't have an addictive personality, so I can't get addicted to anything. Um, I have issues with my back. I had a bad accident. I almost lost my life. And I had to take muscle relaxers that I refused to take. I would not take those damn things. I would go through so much pain every day, still going through pain every day. And I refuse to take it because I don't want anything that relaxes the major muscle that our body needs to survive, which is our heart. I don't want anything happening to my cardiac muscle. So I will pass on that. I'll just deal with the fucking pain. Worst drug I took was wait a minute. Okay, so wait a minute. So I have someone that takes that with a combination of some other drugs. I think it's a combination of like straight insulin. I think she's taking diaclofenac. Um, there's something else she's taking with that drug. So I know somebody that's on that as well. Um, that's I see every day. That I see every day. Um, what is that other drug? I'm trying to think of what it is and I can't think right now. It's normally given with in combination with that one. Yep, for the neuropathy. Yep. Oh yeah, you are. You are. You too. You too. Yeah, one of my students is she her late 50s. She's way above me. She's going through some things I haven't went through yet. For epilepsy started tripping off a bad church. Like, wait a minute. Why? Why did you have that reaction? Well, you probably wouldn't know. Why do you think you had that reaction? I think one of the serious side effects of that medication is thoughts of self-harm or something like that. That's crazy. Wait, what did you say? You said I'm also on Jardiance. You're on a lot of medications, sis. It also prevents epilepsy for me because I have fluid on my brain. Yep, I know. Don't know what's on them for years. Wait a minute. So, did you have the adverse reaction after you had been on them for years, or was it like an initial reaction? Because if you had been on them for quite some time and then you had that reaction, that's kind of weird. You know, that's how drugs are. No one can tell you like what experience you're going to have on them, what reaction you're going to have on them because they work differently for everyone. Like when I was given the Xanax, I knew what they were. I know what they're supposed to do, but that's not what happened with me. That did not happen with me. I started hallucinating. Oh, damn. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so wait, did you have the psychosis before you were on the medication, or did the medication cause psychosis? I'm so confused right now. I'm gonna take it in when I have a flare up with a bone issue. Yes, it is most definitely prescribed for osteoporosis patients. The medication causes. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, woo. Thank you, Jesus. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I thank the heavens you are not on that anymore. And I hope that it was documented because there are some medications that are connected to that medication that you also should not be taking. I I would have to look at my notes because I don't memorize drug classes. What drug class that medication is, stay away from all drugs that are in that drug class. If it's causing psychosis, no, no, no. My epilepsy was cured by a fluke, by a pill for psychosis called Soparide. Ooh, let me look that up. So, okay, wait a minute. How long were you dealing with the psychosis? Wh- I just thought it was just an episode. You permanently had psychosis, like okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Let me go in my notes real quick. Oh, okay. That is why. Okay, so yeah, here we do not prescribe that drug. We don't mess with that drug here. 3 episodes in 2012. Then I recognized I was a psychosis later and asked for the pills to be reduced. Oh my goodness. I could just imagine. Oh my God. I could just imagine. I joke a lot and say certain situations that my husband puts me through, it causes psychosis. But I say that to him just to get him to leave me the hell alone. That is crazy, but that makes sense. Oh, okay. It's also given to people with autism. Okay, and schizophrenic. Okay. I wonder what my best friend is on. I want to ask, but I don't think he'll take that well. It was the only thing I was on. That is a horrible adverse reaction. That is a horrible contradiction. That really is. I want to know. It's a benzamide. Okay. I want to know what is our version. I want to know what our version is. Okay. Domatil, sulfur, and modal. Okay. So they don't have direct chemical equivalents, but it's similar chemical profiles. Okay, for nausea and vomiting and for schizophrenia. Okay, because that medication has not been approved by our FDA. So that makes sense because I hadn't heard of that medication, but that makes sense. Oh, I just learned something. Oh my God. Oh, I love learning new stuff. Why would people I'm not gonna ask that. Everyone is different. Okay, for post-operative nausea. Okay, that makes sense because I was like, there's so many options to take for nausea and vomiting. Why would someone give someone that? But it's for post-operative. Basically, you wake up out of anesthesia and you have no clue what's going on. That's probably what you would need. Yeah. Okay, and then the favorite to use is Cobenfy. Okay. That is awesome. I love learning new things. Um, I am not in my module for psychiatry and senses yet. that starts a month from now. But I most definitely will make my notes right here for that. Oh, yes. I could have like a whole, like, I could throw it in a lecture to talk about certain medications that are used for certain things that aren't FDA approved, but they are approved in other countries. That would be awesome. Wait a minute, let me ask my child. How's the chicken? Is it? You all right? Is it spicy? Okay, you look like you're crying a little. Oh, that's what you get. It popped in your eye. That's what you get. Yes, very interesting. Extremely interesting. Ooh, we've almost been live for 2 hours. Sis, I cannot wait to just revamp everything. Um, I am going to redo my kitchen. So that is gonna be a journey. I don't know if I want to like document that as a journey, but maybe I will, maybe I won't. But that's something that we could do together on here. It is gonna be so hard. It is going to be so hard to not say certain things. I already know. I am preparing myself for it. Um, I there's so many things that was going on at one point on here, and excuse me, I just had so many opinions about things. I have watched someone that I felt was going down the straight path. Just I don't know, like fell backwards. I'm still on Pipetted, but they are reduced to only 300 milligrams a day. Just get the odd hallucinating. Lord. Wait a minute. So you're still hallucinating? No, no, no. You can't be. I think I read that wrong. Hold on. Let me read it again. Okay. I think you meant just got. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, 3 episodes before you noticed it. And then, okay. That's okay to come off them completely. I gotta give up. Wait, I can't see that. Driving for 6 months. I mean, when it comes down to medication, sometimes you have to outweigh the pros and the cons. Yeah, I get flashes now. Oh no. Like even with simple medication like what I'm on, um, for hypertension, like when I get sick, I can't take my sis as well. I can't take certain medications. Sometimes you have to outweigh the risk from the benefits and do what you got to do. Me, because I'm not gonna say because I know, because no, hold on, that's false. Um, let me run that back real quick. I don't want to say that. But I I have a box of Sudafed in my medicine cabinet, and I'm not supposed to take that at all. I got sick and I was dealing with some congestion that was out of this world. No matter what I did, I could not breathe. Okay. Um, and when it comes down to me not being able to breathe because I do have anxiety, anxiety and panic disorder, I have to be able to at least slightly be able to breathe out of my nasal cavity. And when I can't, I lose it. So I went and bought the Sudafed. I said, you know what? I know that I'm on medication for hypertension, but I'm going to take this Sudafed. And I got some nasal spray. I I said, fuck it. Pictures having a light in the corner of the eye, like a pin light. That happens to me sometimes when my blood pressure is high. It does. Well, it used to. It doesn't anymore. That's what she says. I cannot take ibuprofen at all. I can't take NyQuil. Exactly. Or Advil. Yeah, definitely no Advil. But I can't lie. I absolutely hate toothaches. That is the worst pain in the world. I would rather go in labor. Okay. I have multiple children that I didn't use any drugs. Um, I would rather go into labor and it be intensified by like double than to have a toothache. For me, that is the worst pain in the world, especially when you are hypertensive. It is so horrible. But that combination of acetaminophen and ibuprofen, I don't give a damn. Anything to get rid of that freaking pain. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Just off of one toothache. Like near my it was near my wisdom. I don't think it was my wisdom. I was ready to have them pull each and every tooth out of my mouth. I was like, take them all. I will get some dentures. I hate when my teeth hurt. It ruins my entire day. I cannot function. Even the slightest throb and my day is over. I cannot function at all. I can't. I can handle all kinds of pain. Shoot me, stab me, but do not. Oh my God, my teeth hurting? No, no. I was willing to have all of my teeth just snatched out early 30s just so I wouldn't have a toothache. I can't take Advil because I was eating them like candy. Yes, because of those headaches. Absolutely. Yep. They most definitely will do damage. They will do renal damage for sure. I was almost in kidney failure. See, you know, I used to take a little baby aspirin. I'm off my pills now because of hypertension, but it's up and down. I'm monitoring it still. Have me on med. Is that for your hypertension? I think that's what you said. They have this like they have these things on here that's in the way. So sometimes I have to wait until someone types again in order to see certain parts of people's sentence. It's so weird the way StreamYard is set up. Lord, you have hypertension as well. Oh my God. You poor thing. That is so crazy. Okay, that medication is for the ADHD. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, for impulse control. Okay. 14 hours. Wow. Okay. Yes. That's a big ass pill. That's a big ass pen. You know, I want to ask, but then again, I don't want to ask. I don't want to ask. Like, how do you? No, I'm not gonna ask. I'm not. I try to understand, and one thing one of my mentors told me is don't try to understand. Because of what happened with me in my personal life, I like to ask people who are on controlled substances, like, what does it do for you? Like, what do you feel? I know what it says in the textbook, like what some people report feeling. I'm not a psychiatrist, and I know more than likely in psychiatry, they learn like common side effects, common notes to put down when a person says that they're feeling. Because I know when I talked to my psychiatrist and when I described what was going on, my psychiatrist had it down to a T. Except once I had the disorder for about 5 years, I started developing new symptoms. So when I would talk to, at this time it was her, when I would talk to her, it was some of my new symptoms that she was unaware of. She wasn't, yeah, nothing. It does nothing for me really. So it doesn't like mellow you out. Like something that I could tell someone who is being prescribed like the Xanax. And it's not textbook. So if you're talking to your psychiatrist isn't going to tell you this. But something that I noticed is that I felt the tingle in my head. That was something that at first it bothered me, but it stopped bothering me real quick. I felt the tingle in my head like 30 minutes after taking it because that's when it actually is at its full effect. I always felt it. And that was not something that my psychiatrist told me I would feel, but I always felt the tingle. I mean, my entire head would be tingling. Now, I'm not going to lie. I know I shouldn't say this, but I am because I am human. Um, okay, so I went to a club and the music was so loud. And I think I was standing right by one of the large speakers or whatever. That shit caused me to go into a super panic attack. I was tripping. I had already had drinks. I think I was like on my fifth drink. I basically was drunk. I had no choice but to take that fucking Xanax. Now, if you want to know what I felt, like I couldn't even drive. I couldn't drive. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I live in Vegas. So yeah, there was a few times that I had some drinks and I got behind the wheel. But I stopped doing that real quick one time when I was so tired, I kind of dozed off a little bit when I was driving, and I came to right in enough time to fix myself up. I was coming off the freeway. After that, I have never got behind the wheel. Even if I have a sip of something, I would never get behind the wheel. But I couldn't drive. I don't know what the feeling that I was having that day, man, that was crazy. Now, so that's a no no. I know it's a no no. But when you're young, you have to have those experiences so that you can relay those experiences to the youth at some point. I was so high. I'm guessing that's what high feels like. When I tell you nothing in the world mattered, like I've never felt like that ever. I don't get a euphoric feeling when I'm like when I have my drinks, like when I go to dinner, like with my husband, and like I'm drinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm having my martinis. I absolutely love chocolate martinis. I love coffee martinis. When I've had like six of those things, this is not a feeling that I have. This is the reason why I can't do drugs. I tried to microdose. I tried to do, marijuana, and it just doesn't work for me. It actually makes me paranoid. I'm still trying to figure out how people get used to doing marijuana because it probably would be a better choice for me later on in life, not right now. So I can't do any of that stuff. But um, you know, liquor is legal. I'm just saying I can go out after my rounds are done and I can have a drink. Um, at one of my favorite, no, not at one, at multiple hospitals out here, there is the favorite bar. My favorite, though, at one of the hospitals out here, I will not name the hospital. The perfect bar is right across the street. I absolutely love that bar, and we would always go. So yeah, it's different when you do what I do. Um, you can't do certain things. So when I was able to do those things, I just could not get used to it. I couldn't get it in my system. I couldn't build up a tolerance, so I gave it up. But this feeling that I felt when I was intoxicated and I was at the club and that shit was bothering me, I was full panic and I had to take that Xanax. The feeling that I had, it was crazy. It had to be what I can describe as euphoria. I didn't give a damn about nothing. It was like I felt like Mary Poppins. There was birds. There were like animals were talking to me. It was great. My friend was talking to me. I didn't hear her. There were angels that were touching on me. Literally, I kid you not. I'm telling you, this is really what happened. There were angels around me, or at least the representation that we all have of angels, because um the actual vision of angels is different. But yeah, it was like little cherubs, little seraphim around me, just touching on me and singing. And she said, "Oh Lord, it was crazy." Like they were lifting me off the ground. I was mid-air, sis. The angels had me. They were beautiful. Their wings were full and lush, and I was flying in the air. That sounds more like truth. That had to be what I was doing because yes, I'm still live talking about being on drugs. I like literally anybody that touched me, it was intensified by 20. Oh my God. Like somebody brushed up against my nipple and I don't know. It was an out of body experience. Oh my goodness. And then when I got home and I laid on the couch, because I couldn't make it anywhere else. All I could do was just make it to the couch. And when I laid on the couch, right, I was laying there and my legs was open and the couch felt so like I never noticed how my couch felt, but I was thinking, you know how like on Get Out, how he was in the chair and he sunk into the sunken place. He said, "What was you all?" I was drunk. I was at the club. I have anxiety and panic disorder, and I was at the club and the music was so fucking loud it made me have an extreme panic attack. So I was fucking breathing so fast that I wasn't paying attention to the fact that I wasn't breathing right. I was hella dizzy. I was about to pass out. So I had to take my medication. I was on Xanax at that time, and I was not taking them because I didn't want to take any drugs. I was forced to take it because the attack was so bad. I felt like I was going to die in that club. So I went to the parking lot and I took the pill. And literally, like in 20 minutes, I don't know what happened. Angels was touching on me and shit. And it was like, it was crazy. My friend was yelling at me and I couldn't hear her. And when I got home, I laid on the couch and I felt like I was sinking into the couch. And like I was rubbing myself and not rubbing myself in a nasty way. I was like my arms and it just felt so warm and so good. It felt like Christmas morning. And next thing you know, I woke up. I didn't even know that I went to sleep. I woke up and that was the best sleep that I ever had in my entire life. And I was like, damn, that was off. That was awesome. So I'm not gonna lie, like when when I had to take it again, I started drinking the beer. I want to do this. It was crazy. It was just I don't know. Like when I and my okay, no, now it's back because it was messed up. Um, I don't know. It's like when I did used to eat like edibles, I would know I was high because I always heard my heartbeat. I don't know. Is that a thing? Like I would feel my heart beating, aka I would feel my pulse in my neck, in my head, like my temples, like my arms, everywhere where you can normally feel your pulse, I would literally hear it. And that would scare the shit out of me. This was the opposite. When I was on the Xanax, it was the opposite. Like there was no, I didn't hear anything. Everything was obsolete. It was like nothing mattered. That was a wake up call. It was like nothing mattered. Okay. It was like, that was the only time that I ever was high. Every other time when I had a really bad panic attack and I had to take the Xanax, I was never like that. It does help. I will say that it helps. You ever have fight or flight? Yes, every day. Every day. Every single day. I'm so serious. Every single day. Um, I don't know if you guys know how it feels to, well, you know what? People who have narcolepsy maybe know how it feels, but it is such a weird feeling to know that you are losing consciousness. Oh my goodness. Um, your dad is probably gonna call you because he keeps calling me. He's not getting the clue that I'm on live. Um, he said I have it at the doctor's. I have it at the dentist office. Yes, I hate the dentist. Definitely. As soon as they call me back, my heart is just pop, 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 pop. The palpitations is out of this world. I cannot stand those people touching my mouth. It's just, I don't know what it is. But like, I don't want to like describe this. It is absolutely scary, maybe to me, when you know that you are losing consciousness and you don't know like if you're gonna pull through, if you're gonna come to. Um, how do I like wanna this is why I have anxiety and panic disorder. Um, have you guys ever been hurt, like shot or stabbed or was in like a car accident like I was, and you're so badly beat up that you feel yourself. It's so crazy I'm talking about this. I normally can't talk about it, but you literally feel yourself slipping away. Like you feel your breath getting shallower. You feel your heart slowing. You feel your eyes blinking slower. Well, that's what happened to me. And that's why I have anxiety panic disorder. When I was involved in that car accident, an attorney coming from the bar drunk hit me at over 100 miles an hour on a street where the speed limit was 35. And I was in the middle. I was about to do a left turn at a light, and I was literally smack dab in the middle. when he hit me. The my car, it spun around so many times. I can't remember how many, but I think it spun around 3 times, maybe. The whole front of the car was gone. If my car was thrown in reverse, I didn't throw it in reverse. My father had just died a month prior, and my car was thrown in reverse. I didn't do it, so I feel like it was my father. He threw my car in reverse to save my life, because if I had not started going into reverse, um, he would have hit me in my door. He hit me in my door, but he would have hit me smack dab dead on in my door, and I would have died instantly. I was smashed to the passenger side, basically. And I just that's what I felt. I felt myself slipping away. I have no clue what happened in between that. I just know that I woke up. I was in the hospital. Yeah, some time had passed and I was really messed up. I couldn't feel my legs. Um, yeah, it was a real traumatic experience. It took me 2 years to be able to stand and walk. Not on my own, but with assistance. I wasn't even able to do that for a long time. I finally was able to walk with assistance. I used a walker after I got out the wheelchair. That was totally embarrassing. But I owned it, and I decorated my walker and I made it my own. My little Sheila, that was her name. And when I finally was able to walk without that thing, oh my God, I felt my life had just begun when I was able to walk without that walker. I have had some relapses. Right now, I think I'm going through a small little relapse, um, where I can only walk a certain distance and I have to sit down. I'm in the process right now of either going back to my walker for a minute, or just giving in and possibly taking some muscle relaxers. uh, I do not want to take the diaclophin. I don't want it. Um, I'm trying so hard not to do that because I don't like that. And then it's different now because now I'm hypertensive. So I don't know what the hell they'll give me. But I don't know. It's an everyday process. See, we can talk about these things in depth once I rebuild my channel from the ground up. I get rid of everything. These are the types of conversations I would like to have. And you guys could help me on my baking journey, because I am not the greatest baker. We can, make some desserts and fail. Um, I made some type of what was it? I made some type of dumplings, some type of sweet dumplings. The first time I made them, it was an epic fail. Oh God, it was epic. It was blueberry, I think. No, it was supposed to be boysenberry, but I think I got blueberries instead. It was an epic fail. The second time I did it, it was actually okay. I'm not gonna say it was a win, but it was okay. The kids liked it. It was good. I couldn't take it around anybody. I wouldn't want anybody else to eat it. I witnessed a car accident and went to help, but froze. That started off fight or flight. But before I had panic attacks. Yeah, panic attacks are no joke, especially when you have them for a certain amount of time. When you start to develop new symptoms, that's, man, once I conquered the breathing, once I got my breathing techniques down and I started meditating, it came back, excuse me, with a vengeance. I got a new symptom And when I tell you that new symptom rocked my world, that whole I can't swallow thing, yeah. Mm-mm. No. I don't even remember what happened, but I started to have my panic attack and all of a sudden I just couldn't swallow. I tried everything and the freak out I had, like I was outside. The way I grabbed my husband and pulled him down to the ground, you understand? I scared my mother. I went to the store with my mother and I had a full blown panic attack in the middle of the grocery store. And she was like, I will never go anywhere with you ever again. She said, I will never go anywhere with you ever again. She was like, I don't know what happened. I just know that you were on the ground. I was like, dude, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. So, of course, I'm going to lose balance. My legs are going to give away. I'm going to end up on the ground. And one of the workers came and gave me some water. And my mom was like, take your medication. So I took my medication and yeah, she was like, never. It was like something happened to her. She was like, never again. I will never do that. She tells that story even still today. Anyone that comes around, she will tell the story about the time I went to the store with my daughter and she had a full panic attack in the middle of the store. She was on the ground wailing in front of hundreds of people. Like she tells that story all the time. Ugh, I'm so happy that I conquered that. Like I have panic attacks every day, but because I have the techniques to not deal with that, they're very small. I was watching the film Philadelphia, Tom Hanks, and my throat closed up. It was like trying to breathe through a pinhole. Yes, you said Philadelphia. Was it the part when he went to the bathroom and he was spending all that time in the bathroom because he was really, really sick and everybody was out there talking about him, trying to figure out what was going on? Because that part really got me. And then of course the end when he was hella thin and yeah, right before he passed away when they were in court. Yeah, that part got me too. I don't watch that movie. I don't watch that movie. I had a similar situation like that in real time. No, the courtroom part they kept looking. See you. It's stuff like that when you have certain ailments you can't watch. You can't watch stuff like that. I can't watch stuff like that because my well, anyone who knows me on here, I've talked about it several times. My brother-in-law, he died from AIDS. So I actually lived through that in real life. So yeah, I can't watch that movie. It was real. Like Tom Hanks did his thing, okay? Because that was absolutely real. That's how it is in real life. Um, yeah, it's There's another movie that I can't watch. It's two movies. There's a movie that 50 Cent did. It's called All Things Fall Apart. I don't like watching that movie. And there is, I think it's called, is it wait, how do you say it? The Machinist? The Mechanic? The movie with Christian Bale. Did you guys see how thin Christian Bale was? Oh my goodness. That movie makes me sick. No one. No one should ever drop that amount of weight. That was drastic. And then right after he shot the last scene, he had to bulk up right after that because he had to do the Dark Knight right after that movie. I don't know how he did that. I don't know how he did that. He was so scary in that movie. Oh, he was so scary. You could literally see his heart beating from behind his rib cage. It's terrifying. I can't watch that movie. Mm-mm. There was a girl on here. Oh my God, her name's on the tip of my tongue. There was a YouTuber on here, and she was battling I don't know if she had bulimia or she had anorexia, but I think it was bulimia she had. And she was battling that damn girl was so small. Just I can't look at stuff like that. My sister thought she was being funny last week. She sent me a picture of Latoya Jackson and I was upset. I was really upset about it. I don't like watching stuff like that. I can't. It hurts me. It hurts my heart. I just want to like cook something and feed the person. Like that's maybe they banned her. That yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Yes. That's some very sick stuff, man. It really is. It's some sick stuff. There was a oh my God, what is that movie? It was Pet Cemetery. The scene. I don't know if you guys know what Pet Cemetery is, but it was Pet Cemetery. The scene where the wife is talking about her sister, how they had her sister locked up in the room, and I don't know what was wrong with her sister, but she was clearly like being deleted, you know what I mean? Since we can't say certain words on here. And her sister looked just like how Latoya Jackson looks right now, looked just how that streamer looked. And she was feeding her. Dude, I had nightmares after that. She was feeding her like some oatmeal or something, and she was calling her name. She just kept on screaming her name and shit. That shit scared me. It's scary. You can see, like, you can see her whole scapula through her back. You can see her whole vertebrae through her back. It was so nasty. It was so nasty. Like she was so small. Like, I don't know. That was too much. Ooh, now I'm getting sick. No, I'm getting sick on the stomach. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you guys for sticking with me for 2.5 hours. I literally am sick on the stomach now. Mm-mm-mm. I I have to try to eat something. I have put those thoughts in my head and it's my fault. Now I have to deal with them. I'm gonna have to turn on Disney Plus and watch something. I Moana or no, I don't like Moana. Um um what's the name of that? The Madrigals? What's the name of that? Encanto. Encanto. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. This was fun. Yeah, now I'm gonna watch either. No, I can't watch Coco because it's a skeleton in that. I'm going to watch Encanto or something. If you guys go on Disney Plus, I watched there's a documentary called A Bug's Life for Real. That's what it's called. Watch that. It's interesting. There's also another one. I think it's like The Life of Wings. And then there's one called Born in China. It's about like all the animals that are like in China or whatever. watch that so you guys can get this out of your head so you won't have to think about the stuff we just talked about. Like now I'm for real sick on the stomach. But thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I'm doing a whole revamp of my channel. So there will be more positive things on here. There will be more lives where we can really interact. I'm going to introduce some new things regarding the medical field on here. I'm going to introduce some things regarding being a teacher on here, because um, not only doing medical instruction, but also I homeschool my children. So um, I want to finally do the classroom reveal, how to make a bedroom look like a classroom, all of the things that you would need, like dry ease boards, chalkboards that you can put up on the wall, the desk, where you can get the desk from for a great price, and all types of things. I finally get to do these things with you guys because, like I said, I'm changing what my content is about. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a wild ride. Um, I will see you guys. I can't make any promises. I'm just gonna say I'll probably go live tomorrow for Memorial Day. Maybe, maybe not. But I'm at least going to go live this week because I am off due to the Memorial Day holiday. And I don't have to do anything until Thursday when I do an online lecture. So, yay! I'll see you guys then. Make sure that you guys are safe. Rest well, eat well. It's past dinner time for all of you guys. It's because it's past dinner time for us here. Um, don't drink too much tomorrow. Don't eat too much tomorrow. We know tomorrow is the barbecue holiday. Just be safe. Love you guys. Bye.